And we are here getting ourselves ready for the semi-final matchup of the 3v3 League Season 2. Keep yourself safe. Team Fish rival teams that faced each other on a technicality 4 times in this season, although one of them was a forfeit. Keep yourself safe. Did win that matchup 4-0, all things considered. However, Team Fish coming off of a strong upset victory over Hagahaka Quarry, not what was expected in that qualifying Final 2, as well as Keep Yourself Safe dropping in qualifying Final 1. Also, not that expected, Nerd Asian securing their seat in the Grand Final. Now, on tonight's maps, we will be having Krakoa banned first by Keep Yourself Safe, who opted to be hero banning second in each map. Additionally, we do have Clintar struck from the record that the selection of Team Fish, they do not like the symbiotes, and nor do I believe Null likes their presence either. Now, obviously, we do have the recently announced League MVP in Blitz XI, as well as all 3x3 players in Gloomy and Silver, both of them ending up on the second team. The last player rounding out those honors, unfortunately eliminated by Team Fish in Hagahaka Quarry, that is Ryusei Red. However, still remaining for us tonight, we do still have Dr. Dylan T, the Season 1 MVP, Rocky, the Season 2 MVP, Silver, all 3-on-3 caliber, Gloomy, all 3-on-3 caliber. Taro was also nominated for a couple of those votes. Regardless, we are starting in about 15 seconds. And before we get into this action, and as we're loading up for the bans here tonight, I want to say that this match, in a one word, can be described very, very clearly. Fucking exciting. That was 2 words. Damn, I gave myself one job and I still fucked it up. But we are at our starting time. Team Fish, keep yourself safe. The first map selection, of course, to the higher seeded Keep Yourself Safe. Their captain, the ever-wise Gloomy, going to be selecting for them currently. It is auto-hovering, I believe, Burn T'Challa. But if they got this map out early, that was the only map that Keep Yourself Safe experienced some grief from Team Fish in the regular season. And funnily enough, the 3 maps that they're playing on tonight were the only 3 maps that we ended up seeing them play in the regular season. That first round matchup was fought on the Royal Palace, and the 2 in Rivalry Week on Hell's Heaven and Burn T'Challa, respectively. Now, all of those did eventually fall to Keep Yourself Safe, although I'm wondering if the ultimate outcome is going to be influenced by what we can see in the bottom of our screens and the top. Thank God they finally got this semi-sorted, although the red team still has the first ban in blue and whatever. The main point that I would like to make is that we are playing in the new Season 9 update. This, of course, introducing the complete overhaul to the team-up functionality. This does give characters like Angela, although they will not be playable, a second Loki dash. Characters like Hawkeye, extra arrows, as Rocky and Dylan have both already individually demonstrated their capacity to play well on that hero this final series. Silver and Rocky, both Bucky players, they're going to save the Magneto to give Dylan access to that, as Silver does also have access to the Bucky, as we've seen that Elsa team up, just giving a base decrease to his cooldowns as it snowballs. No Emma either means that Taro is going to have to really reach into the bag here for the tanks that he is able to play semi-effectively. I imagine that we're going to see a bit of Thing gameplay. They're not liking the idea of seeing an Iron Fist here tonight, although I doubt we would have seen it much from Silver, who really only plays the Iron Fist when he has been forced to, although I tell you that Iron Fist, scary to come up against. Gloomy now, also one of the best supports in the league, voted for the defensive, dominant defensive support, as we are also seeing a Thing saved for Taru, just in case they go for the triple tank ban in Team Fish. But I imagine that that is not... Oh, no, that was a save from Team Fish. The colors are really fucking with me. They are going to save C&D and ban Invis to Keep Yourself Safe. The Invis ban very clearly targeted towards Chosen plot, but with C&D saved, with Luna still on the board, that is going to leave Chosen with enough to still remain comfortable and confident. Silver on the Bucky still has access to the Star-Lord. What is Team Fish's last ban?
Pick your hero.
I am just as shocked as you are, ladies and gentlemen. That, not really the expectation from Team Fish, especially given that Silver is such a strong and confident No, that was keep yourself safe. Fuck, it really is fucking with me. It really is fucking with me. Good lord. Regardless, point being that we do have ourselves here, as I do realize, my apologies that my spectating UI is not exactly to... Oh, hell no, they keep updating this shit without telling me, and then they expect me to just be able to do shit normally. Like we're not suddenly playing with all these new tools in the toolbox for this, the spectate mode. As we do have Burn T'Challa in the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, Warrior Falls, a place of ritual combat, and indeed our two teams facing off in ritual combat with each other here tonight.
4, 3, 2,
we have Team Fish.
We
have Keep Yourself Safe. We have two of the top 3 remaining teams in the league facing off in this matchup. Magneto, Winter Soldier, Lunar Snow, Thing, Hawkeye, Cloak and Dagger. Let's see it underway, and immediately we do see the advantage of having a Thing into a character like Magneto, who's not going to be able to do a lot about the charges in, but Rocky already quite low and has to back up, and suddenly Gloomy has to divide the healing between their tank and their DPS, and Silver taking advantage of that brief lapse of decision making forced upon them. And Keep Yourself Safe, even though Rocky does manage to get the early pick there, it is going to be Team Fish making the first move, capturing this point early and decisively. A double KO for Dr. Dylan T. Silver does trade for the extra pick there, but does manage to secure it on that support. Falls to the Hawkeye, but Hawkeye to Magneto. Magneto with this team up with Wanda suddenly a lot more viable, or at least a lot more of the time, as this Hawkeye really going to be taking advantage of the C&D team up, the enhanced C&D team up, which is going to be giving a certain advantage here, but no, Dylan just absolutely eliminating him from the field. No qualms about it, and this first fight looks like it's firmly with that second pick there from Dr. Dylan T and Silver coming in to clean up the fight. That is your all 3x3 player for Team Fish. I mean, and here it is. The champion Bucky, the most feared Bucky in the league, from your league MVP by unanimous decision. Unanimous, had almost double the votes of second place in Penguin, aka Monkey Brains, and they are going to finally play off of a different angle. This high ground should be giving Team Fish just a little bit of trouble. Silver does waste the hook, unfortunately, but he does have those max stacks of cooldown, matching Rocky's team up selection with that Elsa choice. We do have the Thing rocking out, pun intended, with the Human Torch team up. Chosen does fall quite quickly to Rocky, but an ultimate in from Silver, and even though they do get the reset, Gloomy able to use the Lunar team up to keep themselves safe throughout that entire combat, and it's just Silver taking on both Tara and Gloomy, and every percent counts. Silver stalling till they get to about 88%, just shy of it, and that is an elite level play from an elite level player. That is exactly what you want to see if you are Team Fish, because now what we're going to see in this ult econ is that you've got Chosen's ult on Luna that's going to act as an effective counter to both Gloomy and Rocky's ultimates on Bucky and C&D. Thing as well, going to be really struggling into this Lunar ultimate should they pop it to counter, but more importantly they have the Mag ult to make sure that this C&D is struggling regardless, as almost a prediction counter ultimate, and we're going to see the Fear Magneto coming out, going to ignore the C&D and completely whiff on Bucky. We did see that exact play. I'm getting deja vu to the Royal Palace on opening night, and now the momentum fully swinging in Keep Yourself Safe's favor. Something that had been their weakness the entire season in their mental game seems to be, much like the Thing, rock solid here tonight. And if you're Team Fish, I think you're starting to wonder, fuck, we bungled this ult economy. Hang on. This is the advantage of ripping that Bucky ult as soon as you can, and this is why, especially in the 3v3 format, which is so volatile and so reliant on certain playstyles to just perform well 100% of the time, is Silver lagging out, still managing to pinpoint Rocky in the sea of netcode, still managing to identify the priority target, the Thing managing to do the same, and both teams playing without their Bucky here. Taro charges a bit preemptively, but does catch the Cloak in the Earthbound. They go for the fade. Not the fade, the freeze. Silver does have his ult. Should he manage to get back to the point? Gloomy does fall, and it's just Taru. But Team Fish does have the point. Team Fish does have the point. Rocky just has to push in himself. He has to try and get this C&D, but no, Dylan denies it. And after such a strong start, they managed to cap it off. Team Fish, what an absolutely outstanding performance, capturing the same map that they managed to capture from Keep Yourself Safe in Game 1 of this season. No. They played that in Rivalry Week, the second matchup in Rivalry Week. My apologies. Getting a bit far ahead of myself. Royal Palace was what they played on opening night. But tonight, we will see them go back to Burn and T'Challa and at least one of the other two maps that they have played each other on. And this matchup is already looking like it's going to deliver here on the Imperial Institute of Science. That centerpiece, such a critical factor. If you can knock it down, break its shields, suddenly the extra walls in the ground are going to pop up and make your life a hell of a lot easier, as you can see below the point here. Should they do that, suddenly that will favor a hero like this very hero here. For example, the Thing, Benjamin J. Grimm. Definitely it takes much more advantageous positions from cover. But this ult econ, it was in Team Fish's favor, slowly slipping away as Rocky on Bucky, clearly just playing at a level above everybody else. He is inevitable after all. Taru playing very aggressively, trusting his best in slot for the defensive supports here, as Dylan playing very aggressively as well. Bucky does fall to Bucky. We've got a bit of Buckyception. And Rocky, he's hitting his shots. And Rocky, he's getting the kills. And Rocky, he's knocking out the entire Team Fish team. And he's saying, hey, you took round one. You took round one on the map that you took earlier in the season. We've been here before. We've done this dance. And we know who wins this fight. It's Keep Yourself Safe. Famously only lost to Nerd Asian in the season. Famously only lost to Nerd Asian in the final series in a three-game thriller of a match, rather. As we are about to see, here it is. All 6 ultimates on the board, as we are going to see the Thing ult comboing with Rocky, and he gets the double, and he gets the triple. And if you're Rocky, are you going to press up and try and get the extra reset? No, he isn't. He's just going to play it safe. He's going to pop the reset if he can. Just bonks a wall. I think it's a little bit more of a fear factor than anything else. And I believe that Dylan's ultimate absolutely knocked out of it by the Thing here. And Dylan, I think he's starting to kick himself. I think there is a little bit of doubt in his mind as Rocky does get a hook in on Silver. A little bit laggy, a little bit forward, but a little bit dangerous is this Bucky. And a co-op time in from Chosen Blood is going to get an advantage onto the point. Gloomy does have the second ultimate of this fight. Silver and Rocky playing for the Bucky diff, but Gloomy the only support to have their ultimates still up and running. It's going to give them potentially a decisive advantage in this fight, but down goes Silver to the Taru on the Thing. He's diving in. Chosen suddenly running out of options. Does still have the freeze available, but it's just going to be them on the point. And even though they do manage to stop 15, no 16, no 17, no 18% of the point that would have given Keep Yourself Safe almost an entire capture point here, we are going to see Silver switching off of that Bucky. He doesn't like the pick. He much prefers in this matchup something like the Punisher. I wonder if we're going to see a Phoenix from either of these DPS here tonight. I wonder if we're going to see a bit of a flex from this Vanguard player in Dr. Dylan T. Bucky with a very aggressive hook, but Dylan, not wasting any time, does rip the ultimate and allows him to get Bucky. Down goes Rocky. Taru goes into a wall for no apparent reason. Chosen picks off Gloomy. Dylan picks off Taru. And even though we're going to overtime, Team Fish managing to secure this point by the skin of their teeth. Dylan playing up and aggressive, trying to find an angle to get a little bit more pressure in on this Bucky, who's down to a single stack of his instinct. My goodness. And so far throughout this game, we have seen what has made both of these teams so dominant. Silver on the DPS, so outstanding, but it's been Dylan rock solid, or rather hard as a steel beam. Be cool about maintaining the solid foundation of this team, especially on a hero like Magneto, especially if they're going to have something like the Angela band. They don't like the Taru Ditto, as Dylan does manage to once again pick off Bucky. Rocky, I'm going to keep fucking that up. My apologies. Gloomy trying to keep Taru up. Silver has other ideas. Taru's down to half HP. Silver rocking with the Rocket team up, not the Daredevil one. That's actually a surprise to me. I was imagining that we were going to see the Daredevil one for a base buff to the damage that his bullets do. But Silver has the most important ultimate in this game, and he's going to rip it early to deny any kind of early in. Does manage to get Taru down and out of this fight. Does manage to get Rocky down and out of this fight. Does manage to get the Crystal. Gloomy's got no cover. And when they thought that they had a chance to push back in, it's looking like Team Fish are going to take game one of this match 2-0. They're going to get overtime. Taru might have time to force a miracle play here. If he can jump in, if he can charge, he doesn't have time. And for a team that lost one game on the season, they have now lost 3 games in this finals series alone.
Another epic victory.
We have potentially one of the greatest falls from grace you have ever seen. I'll see you in game 2.